going on, guys? Welcome back to the Red Devil Circle. I just wanted to come up here quickly and give us a quick update. I couldn't miss this one because very strong points coming out there from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with his interview with Ian Wright alongside Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Jill Scott, and the rest. Right, Jamie Carragher, which I really hate his opinions, by the way, because he just talks out of his ass most of the time. But yeah, we're gonna quickly react to that because there was some strong bullet points coming out here, and it just gives you more in-depth knowledge on how the club's been run and how what we're looking forward to, or what we should be looking forward to, right? So yeah, it's so embarrassing that what is coming out of the media is not talking about the main points. That, like, this is the reason us as United fans should really ignore what's going on in the media or listen to it, but you have to have a good knowledge about it. You have to make up your mind on things. You can't just fly around where the wind is blowing or whatever, right? You need to be able to dissect things and understand things properly, and that's one of the reasons why I make my videos, why I do videos like this. You need to you need to have more in-depth knowledge. You can't just be fed shit, right? There's so much politics in the game, or in most sports right now. There's so much politics in it, and you just need to be smarter. You can't just keep. At some point, you gotta stand up for yourself and say, stop this fucking shit, because most of what comes out in the media is shit. You got fans reacting to stupid points, then they're coming up with dumb shit, and they're not making the main bullet points that's coming out of this interview. And I'm gonna give it to you right now. So the manager, Ole, in his time, has come out and said he was part of the decision. It was more of a two-way decision, and contrary to what we thought, Ed Woodward wasn't the one really making the decision for who to sign or not, right? It was more about, he played more role in the financial part, and most of the time we just couldn't take financial risks to get the players we needed to. You see that Ole talks about giving Jude Bellingham a tour, marinating him with reasons why he should come here. He went out there and talked Old Trafford with Alex, Brian Robson, Eric Cantona, right? And what was the takeaway there? Quickly, Ole knew that he might not have been a good manager, right? But he quickly knew talent when he saw it, right? What did he say there? He was the most mature 17-year-old he's spoken to. That is the kind of player you need to splash the cash at. And he wasn't even expensive. Was it 20-something million that Ole spoke about in the interview? That's the kind of player you need to invest in. He knew what kind of player he was, and we let that slip away. We let that slip away because we weren't willing to take a little financial risk for a greater gain. And that's how the club has been run. Horribly. And I just hate so much that a lot of fan channels are coming out saying dumb shit and not really giving you the takeaway, the main takeaway points from this interview, right? Everyone's talking about Cr7 because that gives you the clicks. That's fucking bullshit, guys. The main takeaway points: managers always been part of the decision making, right? And Erik ten Hag also took the job and came out in the press conference or whatever interview and said that he wouldn't have taken that job if he wasn't part of the decision making, right? And he's made some fucking dumb decisions, right? I'm just putting the past and the present together, right? It tells you the state the club's in. The managers made some dumb decisions, and that's why we need a board that's more knowledgeable about signing players and getting this talent in, so we don't miss out on the likes of Jude Bellingham and Eric and Haaland anymore. We need quality players who are mature, like you saw with Bellingham, players who know what their future is going to look like. and making the right strides in that direction. And that's what we need as a club. Not fucking Eric Ten Hag making decisions like taking out Sabitzer to bring in Mason Mount. All these little things that set us back 2 years and whatnot, right? We need quality players. And that's why we need a board that is more knowledgeable with their profession, right? We can't just have a board that they're bankers or whatnot and they don't really know what they're doing in the job, right? We can't just have the manager making decisions, which is my point. So that's one huge takeaway point, right? And everyone who's talking about Cr7, right? That's what everyone's talking about. That's the clickbait. No one's really getting the takeaway points from this interview. So on signing Cr7, right? Ole said that at the end of the day, right? It wasn't a good decision for him, Ole, or for Ronaldo, and he was right in a sense, right? Ronaldo came in at a point where it was after the preseason, right, and being managed under a manager that's used to counter-attacking, and right there you should know that. And we had average players, and you should know that a counter-attacking side is not going to win you titles, and that's why we came in second and third, right? We're never going to win titles. So contrary to what you think, Ronaldo wasn't a wrong decision. Ole said that it wasn't a wrong decision, but it was a wrong decision in terms of the output and how things turned out, right? Ole said that himself, and everyone's missing the point there. Ronaldo obviously was gonna upset the team a bit, but we needed a manager that could adjust to that. But Ole was a counter-attacking manager, right? We played on the counter-attack. And the huge takeaway there is they're players who think they're bigger than they are, right? Ole said that the players thought they were a better team. They were a better team when they're playing forward, going forward instead of defending. They thought they could get more output playing attacking instead of defending most of the time. But for a team to work both ways, you need to be able to do both things, and that's what the big teams do. You have to be able to defend as well as attack, and that's why people win titles. You don't win titles counter-attacking. You're talking about players like Dan James. Where's Dan James now? I have no fucking clue. You're talking about Jesse Lingard, who's going to run, and then we play on the counter, and Marcus Rashford, which is one of the... I think he was more likely talking about Rashford when he was talking about players think they could give more output on the attack rather than defending. And it's just so shit. You're talking about Andres Pereira. These are average players. Andres Pereira playing for Fulham, obviously. They're not. That's not a title-winning side. There's only so much you can do as second and third. You're never gonna win a title with those players, right? When we got second, how many points were we off first place? You gotta think about that. Don't listen to shit that the media feeds you. CR7 was not a mistake. We just had a horrible manager who could not take on that responsibility. CR7 was the best player in the world still then, in my opinion. He wasn't obviously he wasn't gonna come and run around. We had to play to his strengths. We gave him the number 7 shirt. It was all about branding with Manchester United. We weren't trying to win titles, and that was the huge issue there. Ole said it. Obviously, he wasn't a great manager, but he knows certain things about football, right? He right away pointed that CR7 was good with the ball, but off the ball, he wasn't gonna run around like Dan James will and Andres Pereira will. That's not his fucking job. That's not his job. And him coming in after preseason, obviously, as a good manager, you have to adjust to that because everything you've worked with Cavani wasn't gonna work out. And he mentioned that the 5-3-2 was working, but obviously Cavani was injured the whole season. He was injured most of the season, and we couldn't play that. I remember clearly we couldn't play that. And who was the player available to play for us? Ronaldo. And all that shit about he wasn't running. He was the one running the most when so many players down to, including Bruno, including all your best players, fucking Rashford, everyone down to. And we had Elanga and Ronaldo sprinting backwards. That's the only thing we had. Ronaldo was sprinting backwards. And you have people coming out with shit like Ronaldo was the problem. He wasn't the fucking problem. The problem was we couldn't figure out how to play with Ronaldo. We couldn't figure out how to play as a big team because we weren't keeping the ball. We weren't good on possession. As Ole said, Ronaldo was gonna offer better with us keeping possession. But we're counter-attacking side. At least he fucking admitted that. Right? But you got the media going away with stupid shit like Ronaldo was the problem. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. And there's only so much you could get with Dan James, Pereira, and Jesse Lingard running around. Like, you all need to open your eyes and stop getting fed shit in the media. You need to dissect things and figure out your own way of reasoning. So yeah, the counter-attacking was all his plan. That's all he had. And you bring in star players like Varane and Ronaldo who want to keep the ball and play how a big team should play. They were there to win titles. And you're playing counter-attacking. That was never going to work. And it's on the board to have not realized that early. And we let Ole lose a bunch of games. At least they would have brought in an assistant manager that will at least take control and understand how to play the game better. We brought Cr7 there to win titles, but we weren't a title-winning team. Like I said, we came in second the season with Ole and with a lot of points of first place, right? And that is the reason why we weren't a title-winning side, because we're playing counter-attacking football. We're playing average football. And you got players saying that their output is better going forward than fucking defending. Who the fuck are you to tell the manager what to do? And that's one of the fucking main reasons that Ole is not a good manager. You allow players to dictate what's going to go on in the field. That's fucking bullshit. And he's talking about why Sir Alex was mad. He wasn't mad that you're not playing Ronaldo. He's probably mad that you're not playing him the right way. That's what Alex is mad about. He knew the team could be doing better and could be making better use of Ronaldo in a time where he could still offer so much. He still had so much left in him. Like I said, he was the one sprinting backwards towards the end of that season, sprinting to get the ball while everyone was just standing and moping around, including players like Bruno Fernandes. Everyone down to it. Every fucking person down to it. So I hate when the media comes out with agenda. Like, just listen to yourselves. Think better as Manchester United fans. If you want to hear real fast like this, I don't know why you're not following this channel, because this is the shit people should be talking about, right? It's really riled me up just listening to everything that's going on in the media and then listening to what Ole is actually saying. Everyone's missing the main point. We've missed out on signings. The manager's always been part of the decision making, and you got Ten Hag making shit decisions like taking out Ronaldo and David De Gea. And we need a board that's gonna help the manager make better decisions, right? Which is why I hope Ineos is making, which is what I hope the Ineos group they're doing right now, right? The manager can't just have a say on making stupid decisions like taking away Sabitzer to bring in Mason Mount, stupid decisions like that, right? There's many more. Ten Hag has accrued a lot of wrong decisions this season and last season. And that's because no one is telling him no when it should be no, right? and that's the reason we're far behind. To me, Ten Hag is taking us back to where we were even before Ole, or when Ole was here. It's still the same shit, and the only hope right now is that Ineos is gonna come in and change things, and be it Ten Hag or whoever's the manager. Hopefully, the players that we're gonna together, with all the professional staffs right now, the players we're gonna bring in together with the decision making are gonna be better players. Players like Haaland that we missed out on earlier. Players like Jude Bellingham. Obviously, I'm not saying that we're gonna bring those players on right now because obviously they're already big. But I'm talking about the future, and those are the kind of players. Those are the kind of players we need to bring in. I almost knocked out my phone there because of how riled up I am. The media is so shit, guys. You need to dissect things yourself, and you need to understand that we're getting fed shit every time. And United fans, it just pisses me off more that United fans come in and say stupid shit on YouTube, and you're not really dissecting the real situation there. The main fact that Ole is pointing out, it wasn't that Ronaldo's the problem. Ronaldo was never the problem, right? He just didn't fit in a team that is not playing as a big team. If Ronaldo had gone to Man City, like it was supposed to happen before we nicked it last minute to get him into the team, if Ronaldo had gone to City, he would have been banging goals in. Ridiculous goals in like Erling Haaland did in his first season. Ronaldo's far way better than Erling Haaland, by the way. He's still far way better than Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is just a goal poacher. He doesn't offer much in the build-up. Ronaldo offers much in the build-up. And that's the difference. Look at Ronaldo's first season. Goals out of nowhere, saving our asses. And you're talking about running around. He was never going to do well with the likes of Dan James, wherever the fuck he is, Andres Pereira, right, Jesse Lingard. So those are average players that we came in second and third with. Average fucking players just running around playing counter-attacking football. That was never gonna win us a title. Come on, guys, fucking wake up. But yeah, that's all I came in to say here. Like, open your eyes, because the media is feeding you shit day in, day out. Cavani was injured most of the time. If not, I think that season the 5-3-2 would have worked better. Obviously, the whole squad wasn't as good as it is right now because we offloaded a lot of players, right? Matic, Mata, and all the rest. The squad is much better. And all the shit about Ten Hag, they giving him much leeway to offload a lot of players. Not all of them, but a lot of players that were struggling to offload, right? Martial's still one of them that's in right now, who was injured, giving us fuck all the seasons he's been here. So open your eyes, guys. Open your eyes. And that's all I want to say in this video. Let me see if I'm missing out on any point. No, not really. Yeah, also, I think Ole talked about players being scared to do interviews. Guys, that's not the kind of mentality we need in our team, right? Surely you don't think so, because if you think that, I don't know what the fuck is going on with your brain. Yeah, and players thinking that they're better than the team, that they have to play, they want to play attacking style. Bro, you need to defend as well as attack. And we need everything to work together. We need everyone to work together. You don't hear Bayern and Sané saying, oh, he can't track back because he wants to offer more output going forward. You never heard Mane in Liverpool saying stuff like that. These are big teams that are playing the way the managers instructed them to play. Meanwhile, you have Solskjaer bowing down to probably the likes of Rashford, whoever said that, bowing down to what the opinions of the fucking sheep. The manager's the lion of the team, right? He's supposed to be the lion. You don't see a lion bow down to the sheep, right? He eats that shit up. But obviously you got the lion bound down to the sheep. That was never gonna work. Well, I gotta get to other things, but I needed to come out and get the shit out of my chest because there's so much shit in the media, and I want you guys to know the real facts. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, go ahead and subscribe if you want to hear more real facts like this. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next video on the next match reaction. See you guys.